Every one of you watching this screen, look out.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What did I tell you about cartoons?
They've got a lot of brains, and they've got a lot of chutzpah.
Tell me how comic books make you feel, Dave.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hello, this is Franz Cantor here, cartoonist, illustrator, and ToonTalker. And I'm here with
Paul Harvey.
And
cartoonist, illustrator, occasionally ToonTalker.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So we're actually, I'm very excited about this, the fantastic worlds, the art of William Stout. So tell me about William Stout. What do you know of William Stout?
So this was a book. Steve Calvert, who'd like to hear his name mentioned, loaned me to do this, ToonTalk.
Yep.
Book bite.
Yep.
So William Stout's one of the seminal artists of
fantasy illustrator,
fantasy and pop and Dino Culture,
absolutely.
bootleg album covers, and he's quite an amazing artist because he's done everything.
Yeah, and
Movie
we're
posters.
talking about everything, so it's like
We're talking about everything.
Yeah,
We're talking about his career.
This is a book put out by Inside Editions. This is Len Barker is the publisher, and let's get into it. Fantastic Worlds
Of William Stout.
William Stout. So most people will be familiar with his dinosaur work, which is Dinosaurs is the name of the book.
Yeah, which is a terrific book. He's very interesting because as we go through the book, you'll recognise a lot of the work, and we're probably putting a face to the drawings.
Yes. Yeah. So this is sort of typical of his illustrations. Probably 90% of the illustrations that you'll see would be this pen and ink and watercolor technique. So it's very three-dimensional, beautiful cross-hatching, and very sort of intricate and
very intricate.
Yeah, very, very beautiful style. And of course, an accomplished painter, which we'll discover.
So he's interesting. As you go through the book, you'll find that he's been influenced by a lot of different artists. I probably first saw his stuff with the Tarzan,
Edgar Rice Burroughs,
which he worked on with another artist.
Yeah,
he's very eclectic style. He's he mirrors. There's a little bit of Jack Davis in there. There's a little bit of everybody.
Well, this is a homage to Jack Davis.
There you go, exactly.
The Monster Sketchbook. So this is a homage to looks like Edmond Dulac, which is a children's book illustrator, famous illustrator. So really good. Looking at his work in the different styles of people that he follows, that he likes, like Mobius or Frazetta or someone. It's a really interesting insight into his heroes. Not just him or his style of what he likes, but also because of his intensive analysis of their technique. It really, he does them great justice, I think.
Well, there's a wonderful story in the book where he knew he'd never be able to own
a Frazetta.
So he painted his own, and they're terrific.
Look at that. That's
a beautiful line.
He has, but he is a classically born illustrator.
Line, not lion. Line. Beautiful line.
Yeah, beautiful line.
Wasn't a pun.
Yeah, but he's a classically trained illustrator, but he has an incredible propensity to venture into caricature and cartoon. So he has quite a diverse range of interests, and you'll see this popping up. That's a brilliant watercolor. These are all watercolor, by the way. I don't know if he's working digitally these days. He probably would be. It's just as easy.
I'm really not. wonder about that. So the latest stuff, we'll get to it in the back of the book, but the latest stuff he did was he was doing some paleo paintings for San Diego, the history of San Diego before men, before humans, before life. And
Cub self-portrait, 1960.
Yeah, these are wonderful.
Yeah.
And they look like paintings to me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Fancy saving all
This reminded me a bit of you when I was
Brilliant.
doing early monster
monsters. Yeah, I
drawings.
love it. Look, the Wolfman, King Kong,
Yeah.
Triceratops, the Invisible Man. Wow.
So as an illustrator, I
Autopia.
was fascinated by what people did when they were kids.
Yes. So this shows, oh, look at that. It's like he's looking at Virgil Finlay, and I mean, that's where all of this science fiction stuff comes from. I did the same thing.
Well,
in the 70s.
so he's born in Salt Lake City in '49,
Yeah.
and these were his first paying jobs in, I think, '72. So for Sentinel-3. So we're still relatively young.
Yeah.
When he
so-
started being paid for his work.
Yeah, so they're science fiction fanzines or magazines on, like, commenting on the science fiction genre.
Yeah. And so he's just sort of developing his style.
Lovely cartoon style, really beautiful stuff. It's incredibly strong.
Yeah, 68, 69.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even at an early age, like a really good understanding of light and shade, and this is 1970.
Yeah, so he's 20. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Heroes in Action. This is a package for Mattel. Do you do that too? Art. All art. William Stout. Wow.
oh, this must be the toy.
No, it's a painting.
Yeah, so he painted the toy and then
Oh,
did
okay, yeah.
the graphic.
Yeah. Very cool. So, he's like, he really understands the pen, and he's able to get this perfect synthesis of both, the story, the narrative, the action, and a very decorative treatment.
Yeah.
So this is very, very tight. This is like getting into the Wally Wood area of pen work.
And the light and the shade.
Exactly.
The big areas of black.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Wow. All right. So this is, you can see now will the real William Stout stand up? Here he comes. This is what he is best known for. This sort of treatment and style, technique, and look. Yeah. Oh, magnificent. I think he could probably. Oh God, that's brilliant. With the direction of the strokes. Fantastic work. So attention to detail, really understanding modelling, really understanding the principles of painting.
It's
and
interesting because
composition.
he's revisited King Kong through his career. If you look at the dates on some of these pieces, from right up till 2005.
Yeah.
Starting in 91.
Yeah. So this 2000. This is Mighty Kong 2005.
So he loved his King Kong.
Yeah, and this is of course the original 1933.
Another homage to Rockwell.
We'll talk more about these as we get into it, but this is it's important to remember his zombies, because they're the comedic horror idea of the zombie, which was created by a lot of EC artists, but he's sort of channeling it and keeping that alive right up till the Return of the Living Dead, which you'll see later on. And that kind of influenced a lot of zombie genre after that, which are not comedy. So that it's kind of like, oh, that's a really cool zombie. How can we use that in a scary context? Some of his early, there's Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Yeah.
His early work.
So it looks
Very
to me
confident,
like he's okay. So this is very early.
Yeah.
65. So it looks to me like this is the guy that this.
Yeah, very interested in Frazetta, Tonka,
and he realised the dream. This is just what he did when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And then he became,
This is Mars.
the perfect guy for doing these sorts of illustrations.
Yeah, this is Barsoom. Edgar Rice Burroughs' Mars. Fantastic work. And all watercolour. It's pen and ink and watercolour.
Yeah, pen and watercolour. That's one of his
Deja
Rosettes.
Forest, yeah. And that's oil on canvas. That's using a gesso, like a three-dimensional gesso that Frazetta used in a lot of his paintings, and even that sort of, even the colouring reminds me of one of Frazetta's paintings. That's right out of a Frazetta. It's a Frazetta-ish pose. So it's really he's trying to sort of get under the skin or into the mind of his heroes, you know. And this is really
Which is a
interesting.
great way to learn as you as you teach. But it's a great way for young people to learn.
Yeah.
Look at your heroes and see how they work.
Exactly,
How they,
yeah.
put the
And see
paint
what
down.
of you can bring to the to the table.
Which is what William's done, and he ran with it.
Yeah. Creature from the Black Lagoon is a reversal of roles. It's 2004. The Mummy 2000. I love this sort of tone paper effect. With you can really play up with the white.
You do,
you know, and it's got this beautiful dramatic sidelight happening. This is the hand, the Mummy's hand.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
The way he signs his name is wonderful.
Yeah. Well, there has to be some use for Old English writing.
Yeah.
I've never tried it much myself. I found it very hard to maintain.
We have now. I should have probably told you this beforehand. We do have some wonderful pullouts.
Yes. What are these for? These are for Man-Made Monster. These are. I don't understand what these are. I don't know whether these are jobs or not.
I think he might have done them for
They're
himself.
for theatre television packages.
Okay.
Oh no, they're not.
He watched it.
He watched it.
Yeah, I have a
These
feeling
are
he did
fan
these
art.
for himself, but they could have been cards. I don't know. I haven't read this bit of the book yet.
Well, 2003. Okay, so it's well after. They may have been used for cards, as you said.
Yeah, he did. He did do a series of playing cards, collector cards.
Yes, he did. That's true. Look at that. That's a beautiful Gillman.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, so they'd actually worked brilliantly as famous monsters from Filmland.
So in '72, he meets Harvey Kurtzman, and he was working with Will Eisner on the Little Annie Fanny stuff in Playboy.
Yep.
And so there's a very Harvey was apparently quite he was quite without any scuttlebutt.
He loved
He was a hard man to work for.
Was he?
Because you had to do it my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And
So
I
he had
think
to do that style.
Yeah, and I think they fell out eventually.
Right.
After Kurtzman started up Mad, I think he worked there for a little while. And
Yeah,
sort of.
You could see even with the compositions, William's got like a really strong sense of his own direction. So it would be hard to sort of. The style perhaps okay, but not the layouts and the composition.
Terrific humour in his work too.
Yeah, look how the
brides,
beautiful
young
circular
bride book.
device.
Yeah, lovely.
That's like straight out of Norman Rockwell. Locks the illustration on the page.
Yeah, it's
wow.
poster after poster after poster. It's wonderful stuff.
Ooh, nice. So it's a bit of Kirby Crackle. So he loves the genre. He loves the genre and the people in it. The greats. This is a cover for Harvey Kurtzman's Strange Adventures. That one. Wow. Yeah, you could see the energy, Vincent. You could see the energy coming through. It's a beautiful a homage to a genre.
So he became famous for doing movie posters and did over 120.
Wow.
Some of the classics, and you can see with Freaks, all the characters from Freaks. It's just sort of starting.
Yeah, the Vault Keeper, this old EC graffiti designs that commissions actually for the comics. God, they're fantastic. Oh wow.
Tales from the Who.
That's the famous record cover. Yeah. Comic-Con International. Oh, magic. What a magic cover.
Yeah.
That's a real collector's item, that one.
That's wonderful too.
Yeah. 2007. So a lot of these, they're peppered right throughout. There are a lot of quite recent paintings. It's zombie Elvis.
Mixed up, which is really lovely.
Yeah. You know, the other thing too, he is a master of technique, master of styles. He understands oil, acrylic, watercolor. You know, watercolor is his specialty. Mm-hmm. But he can get into these really bright palettes, which is, I mean, that's really, 1960s. That's like the Mars Attack style of colouring.
Self-portrait.
Up the artist at 39 plus, United pen brush and ink on board. Wow. Hog in Oz. Yeah. Wizard of Oz. This is for Cycle Tunes.
Yeah, so he did a lot of, Motorcycle magazine and worked a lot in heavy metal magazine.
Yes.
Did a lot of bootleg. I think we'll see a bit of that as we go, but did a lot of bootleg album covers. Mm. So, do you want to explain the bootlegs? It was just...
I'm not that familiar with the bootlegs.
Well, it's just basically
they'd
record concerts of the Stones and the Beatles,
and then release them on the street.
And
they get an underground artist to do the cover.
Exactly, and after a while they were stopped by the studios who said you can't do that. So we're not making a cut.
Yeah, exactly. These are beautiful. These are Cadillacs and Dinosaur covers. From 1993. So here he's channeling a lot of the Frazetta early diagonal compositions and things that he used to do before he went into the oil painting style.
So you can see plenty of dinosaurs in his work.
Yeah.
And then, he went on to be called upon by
studios,
paleontologists to flesh out what this dinosaur may have looked like.
Exactly, yeah.
I think...
so we'll see what he brought into the... I haven't seen that. That's good.
Yeah, it's terrific. I think it was a gift.
Oh. Hellboy, The Mountains of Madness. A collection of Guillermo del Toro. There you go. Mm. So it is a gift.
Yeah, so it was a gift. So this is... and this was Mawson's hut.
Mm.
And this is how it looked with the, Fry's pure concentrated coal and all those sorts of things.
Mm. Yeah. Probably still drinkable.
So we did some design work for Del Toro.
Yes.
And he designed one of the characters for Pan's Labyrinth.
Yes. Yeah, wow.
Beautiful, isn't it?
This is going back to the feeling of the original EC comics, with that sort of manic stares that the artists used to produce. Wow.
He revisited this theme a few times with the Damsel in Distress.
Mm.
And, wonderful.
Yeah. So even though he had it's beautiful. It's oh my God, it's so
beautiful stuff.
Incredible to see this. You'll see more of this when we get into the dinosaurs. The way that he envisioned the world was straight out of his imagination, but it had real character and personality. You'll see it anyway as we go through it. There's a flap out or something.
There are a few coming.
Okay.
Not there. Okay, so we're talking about the bootleg stuff now. So
wow,
Hendrix.
Oh God.
Did all the greats.
Yeah. 1968. It's a beautiful stipple and delicate brushwork over here. Some great stuff. These would be etchings. Yes, these are etchings. So he had a fine art background.
Yeah, he tried everything.
Yeah. He's known for this sort of stuff. I mean, we kind of sort of seen elements of this in, Frazetta and other illustrators and that. But it's just so legitimate to his world, the world that he created. When you look at the dinosaurs there, it just makes sense. It just really works.
So he loved the blues. So I think later in his career he did a series of collector cards of blues and jazz greats.
Yes, yeah, which is almost like the underground Crumb.
Yeah. Well, actually, he didn't step on Crumb's toes, so they were doing them concurrently, I believe, and he did most of the artists that Crumb didn't do.
Mm. Bob Dylan, Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah, classic, isn't it?
Mm. Who's Zoo?
Yardbirds, Who's Zoo?
Wow. Huh.
Beatles songs.
Yeah. God.
Ringo, John.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Great colour.
Yeah. So such a brilliant Jughead.
Mm.
So
they were called Fireside Theater. So this is Fireside Theater work.
Yeah. Wow. This is really good attention to the period. It's a homage. There are a lot of them homage. You can tell that he's entertaining himself. He's really getting a lot of fun out of it.
Well, that's what you tend to do when you are doing the job that you want to do.
When you want to do
your work, and you do take time.
Yeah, lovingly produced.
That's right.
Look at this. It's beautiful pen work. That's digitally coloured. That's done.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, 2014 maybe.
Yeah.
As we do.
Yeah. So this is like Rock and Roll
High School. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the actual...
Roger Corman's instructions to Bill regarding the Rock and Roll High School poster were simple and succinct. Bill, you can do anything you want, as long as it looks like Animal House.
Yeah, nice. Well, it certainly does. Get the deal, hey?
Pooh Bah. Okay, that's very Crumb. Rhino Records. Wow, it's just so amazing, this stuff. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. 2009.
These are beautiful. Oh, Iggy Pop, fantastic. I love this. So a fantastic sense of design too with his work.
Yeah, and also like legitimate design from the period.
Yep.
That he's sort of.
So he does his homework.
Yeah. So this is all his writing. Wow.
So these were some of the cards, I believe.
Yeah. Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
Yeah. So lovely.
Taylor.
And then the skulls.
Oh, yeah. God, that's brilliant.
Blind Willie Johnson.
That's fantastic. That's really
Love that start
channeling
line
Robert
going right
Crumb
through, just breaking up the drawing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I mean, there's a pen style. This cross-hatching style is used by Crumb. It's also used by Jean Giraud, otherwise known as Mobius. You have a lot of his illustrations. So you'll start to see, like, he understands the technique. Look at that. Everything is perfect. It's like an illustrator's illustrator. This is a book that illustrators just pour over because it's just full of love. Yep.
That's a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Terrific.
He's not frightened of crowding illustration.
Himself as a chimp.
Allegro non troppo. Oh, okay.
So
Wizards.
Yes. So
This is the titular. This is the actual poster for the movie.
that was the original poster, and he was told that it was a little bit frightening for kids. So this was the one that ran. And he just, instead of the skull, he's got peace.
Well, it being an R-rated movie didn't make any difference to them whatsoever.
It's not.
Right.
Yeah, but why would he go to the trouble? Look, he's put flowers down here to make it more pretty. Oh, let's stick a butterfly.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Takes on Flesh Gordon.
Yeah, Flesh Gordon. American Graffiti.
Yeah. Yeah. Life of Brian. Oh my
a
God.
wonderful poster.
Oh dear. This is really Jack Davis flavour. So really understands the...
So on the back of Wizards, he started doing lots and lots of movie posters, and was approached by George Lucas to do the movie poster for Empire Strikes Back.
Right, yeah. Looks really cool.
These were for The Thing.
The Thing, yeah. These were ads.
Interesting that
2016, so it's be a DVD release or something. Fantastic.
So they gave him the screenplay. They didn't want to show him any images, but they gave him the screenplay to work from, and he said it was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
He said it was scarier than the movie.
Yeah. House. So these are DVDs.
I love this design.
Yeah, this is...
Look at that beautiful rat.
Yeah, shades of the 1900s.
Fantastic.
A little bit of
And the
Alphonse
stipple.
Mucha.
Look at the stipple.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, that's probably achieved with an airbrush.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that would be hand stippled.
Or even, knife across the back of a toothbrush.
Yeah.
And that's, highly finished.
Chedrania. Oh, one of my favourite films, Amazon Women on the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sort of very funny, and Carrie Fisher's in there somewhere, but she's not in there. You've got a lot of things in there which aren't... Oh, he's in it, but not that...
Well, I don't think they were that forthcoming. They wanted the movie poster, but they didn't want to tell him anything about it. So
Yeah.
reading
Why should
through
not?
the book.
Well, they've got bits and pieces in there. So this is Dragons, a fantasy made real. This is, this is a dragon, right? But it's the same level of detail that you expect in the dinosaurs that you would see in the dinosaurs.
It's a wonderful poster.
So it's got such. They're decorative and they're emotional. They're expressive. All at the same
This
time.
poster was a giveaway, so
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then he worked on some of the Harry Potter franchise stuff.
Yeah.
Merchandise.
Wow. Presentation paintings.
It'd be nice to have one of those Dragons posters now.
I know.
There's Del Toro.
Del Toro. Yeah,
That's
some of
Labyrinth.
his don't remember.
His characters.
Oh, horror characters. Did he didn't do Blade, did he?
Blade? Maybe. Maybe he was involved.
Spanish-Mexican exhibition.
Like the Hooker's Impossibilities.
Yeah.
It's the others. It's lovely, Nosferatu. I think this was a beast design he did for a movie.
Right. Beast number 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just weren't scary at all.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Metropolis.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
White Zombie. It's amazing how iconic he makes these films. It just adds so much more to the visual narrative of the movies themselves. Making movies around the world. Here we go. Flash.
I love how they've the book jumps through his styles and eras,
Yeah. That's Conan, King Conan, yeah. 1980. There's another oil painting of Conan and the serpent.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's another Frazetta. Oh, I can't afford it.
Yeah. Godzilla. That's Godzilla. I was going to say the head looks very Gorgo-ish, but it's Godzilla. Okay, so here we go. This is the zombie. This is the Tarman. So the Return of the Living Dead, the half corpse. He did all of these character designs. And what's happened was it's right. He was channeling the EC horror comics of the 1950s, but it changed forever zombie films. These designs, and this film in particular, even though it was a comedy horror, right? It changed zombie films, so there wouldn't be The Walking Dead without William Stout.
Yep.
Wouldn't exist.
So we're moving on to some of his paleo stuff now.
Yeah,
And,
so this is creating a believable world, beautifully illustrated in watercolor, pen and ink, and they all have personality. They all have, it's a really rich world that he's created.
So late 70s, early 80s, he worked on dinosaur movies and
Land Before Time.
creating the look of dinosaurs and this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a passion of his.
Yeah, there's a whole book on that. We're going to try to.
And really, back in a time when they had no idea, he was quite, what dinosaurs.
It was
look
all
like and
theory, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he was, I think, one of the
colours and all those sorts of things.
Exactly,
Probably
yeah.
one of the first to put colour into the dinosaurs.
Yeah, but
feathers.
it's such a feathers. It was such a diverse book in terms of artistic style. He was channeling Alphonse Mucha and Mobius and Frazetta and bringing his own sensibility, to the medium as well. But his stuff, he was extraordinary. Those dinosaurs that he created had incredible personality.
There's plenty more as we go.
Yeah, cool, great. Slaughterhouse.
So he
loves
designed
genres.
theme parks as well.
Yeah.
So he worked with Disney.
Wow. Oh yeah, we'll get into some of the Munchkin Hall of Fame.
Disney.
Here we go.
Yeah, these are beautiful. Yeah. I believe he did these for himself, and then he just did one or two, and then thought, "No, I'm going to do all the characters from
The
Wizard
Witch,
Wallace."
the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man,
Yeah,
the Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
And they're his own designs.
Yeah, all
His own
posters.
interpretations.
And
Glinda,
then
Wendy, whatever her name was.
Yeah, Glinda.
Glinda. Oh, I was half right.
Oh, yeah, pretty close.
There's the actual witch from the movie.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
She never bathed.
Did she?
Never bathed.
Oh, because of water.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm melting.
We can't do this with a couple of silly puns.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so he didn't mind spending a bit of time.
That would. Oh my God, that's insane. That's like there's a whole lot of stuff going on here with this stuff. I look at this and I think Kurtzman, I think Marie Severin, I think all these people that he's and Jack Davis, obviously. It's just such a brilliant job. So well done. Sort of like, I love this stuff. So the theme parks we're going to get into, I guess, in a sec.
Big Rhino Records again.
Yeah. This has got a metallic. Put a metallic on it. Beautiful. And this is the theme parks.
So some theme park designs, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow. So
Back
clearly
before
a master of perspective and detail. Nice work if you can get it. Saga of Sisquidelian Mick. Okay. It's almost Susquehanna.
Hat company. Susquehanna.
Exactly. We're both wearing hats with
We are.
trash and
That's what you got to do, don't you? You punch them.
yeah. Costello, that's a $7 hat. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Is it concept art? Beautiful.
The Dinosaur Ranch, fantastic.
Yeah, I love seeing his rough sketches, how much detail and shading he's put into
They're
the...
very crumb, aren't they?
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Lovely concept work.
Yeah, terrific. Beautiful stuff. The Haunted House.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's 2012.
Mickey at 60.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh my god.
Even the circular ears have gone ovoid.
Yeah.
Now this,
Here
I
we
must
go.
say, when I started looking
Ooh.
through this, and the evolution of Mickey,
That's
very clever.
Jim Steinmeier. I don't want the cartoonist. I'm sort of mystified. I think there was this cartoonist that did the evolution drawings. I think that's probably what he's channeling, perhaps.
A bit dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I'm flicking through the book, these things just beautiful. So probably one of the first.
So drama, action, colour. Anatomy, beautiful anatomy, technique. It's just personality. All of these things are coming through these dinosaurs, the drawings, the illustrations. Sorry, it's just so rich with context. It's just really brilliant, and a master of different techniques.
Yeah.
So this is his oil paintings.
This is beautiful.
And then you see this.
So all this reconstructive work of these, of the dinosaurs, and there's a lot of guesswork. Obviously,
there is, a lot of supposition.
But because it was his passion, he knocked them down, and people, he knocked them out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
and the scientists were coming to him and saying, "Look, we want you to look at this new dinosaur."
Well, it's just so descriptive. I mean, all of the action.
And
it's not just dinosaurs fighting, as all of the painters did.
Yeah.
This is dinosaurs with lice.
Yeah. Well,
dinosaurs having a poop.
He's got the Triceratops fighting the T-Rex.
Yeah, well, that's
which
a classic.
We all did.
Yeah, in a pit of alligators.
Yeah.
But that's part of the dinosaur trope. For illustrating dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But then he'd have beautiful things like this, which is like, it's decorative and it's really menacing. And a little dinosaur hiding from predators.
Yeah,
so this is like a theme of really getting under the skin of the dinosaur and expressing it with these beautiful scenarios, these beautiful illustrations, which just poured out love. Anyone that loved dinosaurs can immediately get involved in it, and it was precious. This Dinosaurs was a precious book for dinosaur aficionados.
Which you can still get.
You can still buy it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always in print, I think. This is the cover. So it even had that sort of sculpted, embossed look. It's really well done.
Beautiful. Do you have a copy?
I have a copy. It's in storage at the moment. But you can see the decorative Art Nouveau of Alphonse Mucha. So he's channeling a lot of these. He's expressing dinosaurs, but not in the normal paintings that you'd expect dinosaurs to be rendered in. These were homages to artists that dinosaur fans would not normally be familiar with. Like Edmond Dulac, for example, classical watercolorist. This is his style. The burnt out, sky. It just makes everything dramatic.
If you find the book, we'll revisit William Stout.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the dinosaur book. We'll go through it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but see all of this, right? Which you think it's decorative. It's a homage to Dulac. It's incredibly emotive. The mother dinosaur and the baby dinosaur, the hatchling, the father in the background having a munch, it's just, no one's seen anything like this before. This book was really formative in many children's appreciation of dinosaurs. And this changed dinosaurs a lot too. There's quite a few artists that were very, very inspired by Stout's world that he created.
The feathered dinosaurs?
Yeah. So it added a layer of believability and narrative to the dinosaur genre. This is straight out of Jurassic Park. It's the ending of the first film. So it's right, it's something that one as well. It's something that they weren't used to seeing this love of dinosaurs painted. This is the first time dinosaurs were painted by someone who loved dinosaurs. That's why it was so important. We should do that book because it's it's
fantastic.
Every part of dinosaurs, every period is treated with the same level of love and attention.
So he's been commissioned constantly.
Yeah.
Probably the last 20 years to do museum pieces and to work for the Smithsonian and doing some beautiful murals.
Yeah.
At San Diego. This wonderful, wonderful work.
Wow.
These are incredible.
Well, they all, he has its ability. I mean, they're crowded, they're a picture piece, but they're also telling stories as well. So you'll see this in
So he had his challenges. He obviously got
constantly
sick.
as well. Yeah.
So let's talk about in '89 he went to Antarctica. I think we'll see a bit more of that as we go along. But anyway, he went to Antarctica and he stayed for 3 months in
Mawson's hut.
it wasn't actually Mawson's hut. It was it says it in the book somewhere. And then worked on the wildlife of Antarctica. And
Yeah.
we'll see that as we go. So this might be the San Diego
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right.
murals.
Huh. It's like, your dinosaurs you haven't seen before. It's like the dinosaur encyclopedia.
No, just fantastic work. And you could look at them for hours.
Yeah. It's so beautifully detailed.
So people go out and buy this book.
Yes.
And then you can
Spend,
sit in bed
mortgage
and
your house.
take as long as you want.
I know.
I feel like we're rushing, but
What an incredible book this is.
okay. So
This is the
let's
lost
go to
continent.
Antarctica.
Okay, here we go. So
No, back to dinosaurs.
now we're
Okay,
in Antarctica.
So he worked over there and painted and dove beneath the ice and trekked
Yep.
into Mount Erebus, the active volcano, and
Yep.
And drew and painted and then not long after that he drove 1,000 miles through southern Chile and Patagonia and did sketches and drawing about ancient prehistoric forests and these sorts of things.
So he's immersed himself in their world.
He did. He didn't mind hard work.
No.
Look at this. Looks like Erebus there.
Yeah, that is amazing.
This is a beautiful piece. The colours. It's wonderful.
Wow, really dramatic and
Beautiful style.
and then there's something like that, which
Yeah.
is a
Fantastic.
beautiful watercolor
The
study.
textures, just
Yeah.
wonderful.
Gouache and watercolor.
Yeah, so he had
The petrel, the giant petrels.
Stout had a crack at everything, didn't he?
Yeah, these are like
Everything.
what are those called? The nature study books. The
Beautiful pieces. Yeah, sort of fold out. No, just missed a page.
oh,
Beautiful. Apparently, this is what penguins are like. They just live in their own poop. And are usually covered in it.
aren't they lucky? Keeps you warm, I guess.
Absolutely. I think it's cold.
If it's fresh.
It's cold there.
Yeah, if it's not fresh, it's not warm. It's
Well,
cold.
there's always more where that came from.
Yeah, it's true. It's amazing.
Yeah, so diving beneath the ice would have given him some fantastic,
Yeah.
those are fantastic ideas of how the bubbles work and when they hit the ice,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other side of the ice. And,
It's how they fish. They use the bubbles to
And then
scare
I
the
remember-
fish, collect the fish.
yeah, I remember as a kid always being fascinated by them
The
diving
giant-
and taking the giant squids. I used
Yeah.
to draw that endlessly myself.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the royal whales being hunted by orca.
So yeah,
I think you're trying to get the baby. Wonderful.
yeah.
Look at the trail.
I know.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Is there another? There's a thick. Oh, we missed a page. There we go. New art, old techniques. Old techniques. New art. 2011.
He likes to
Watercolor.
revisit ideas too, doesn't he?
Yeah. But even with something like that, which is a cartoony dragon, this, the anatomy in there, the attention to detail is just, it's just extraordinary.
Yeah, he's not a man that takes shortcuts, is he? He doesn't
really,
mind
he
putting
really
the time
loves to look at anatomy. Loves
in.
it.
If I left the line working, this is just fantastic.
Yeah, that's from the dinosaur book. That's
beautiful. It's pretty impressive.
mm,
These are lovely.
wow, 2009. I don't know what that's from, but it's their fantasy. Oberon. Ah, this is Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Oberon and
King of
Titania.
Fairies, yeah.
It's amazing.
Phoenix.
It's brilliant stuff. Revisiting gnomes. The woodwork. The woodwork. Stout woodworks. Sea serpents. It's awesome too. The clouds. Wow.
So he's still working?
Yep. 2007. This one. Ewing.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, beautiful book.
Yeah. Are we running over time? Are we just
No.
Jungle Beauty. This is a sort
Do
of.
we have a time limit on these?
No, not really.
No.
Little Mermaid. So again, getting back into the classic fairy tales. Jabberwocky.
So I suppose after a time you become the go-to guy for movie posters and the go-to guy for paleontological illustrations and the go-to guy
You
for...
do them this well, yeah.
Yeah, well
You
that's
do
right.
enough.
And everybody keeps coming in, you know,
Yeah.
so work doesn't dry out.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic tome, this book. It's amazing. Amazing career.
Huh. Classic fairy tales. Arthur Rackham, here we go. One distinctive hallmark of Arthur Rackham's work, Stout loves drawing them too. The anthropomorphized tree. Yeah. Old Man Willow. Things like that. Look at that.
There's a wonderful finish to his work too.
Yeah.
They could all be posters, couldn't they?
They could.
Collectible posters.
Neverland Mermaid. Never seen a Neverland Mermaid like that. She looks dangerous. Crew of the Jolly Roger. That would be his Captain Hook. That's Smee, probably. Brilliant. Self-portraits, plein air paintings, life drawings, and convention sketchbooks. Okay, so 2002.
This is an homage to himself. So
Yeah.
here he is here.
And that's his work.
There's Wizards and the 60, Mickey at 60.
Yeah.
Rhino Records.
Yeah.
Just all his work.
Lucas, he's thrown George
Dinosaurs.
and
A little bit of
Spielberg.
Mad up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Flash Gordon.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Terrific.
And that's him. This is his convention covers. So he would go to the convention and sell sketchbooks. So usually 50 pages of sketches. And this is how he kept a direct contact with his fans over the years. Such a brilliant talent, my God. This is some of his life drawing, other sketches from life. Watercolor board, Poe. They call that the cauliflowering, don't they?
Yeah,
It starts to
create.
create patterns.
I love that. I love cauliflower when I'm working through cauliflower. Creating little reservoirs and then bursting them.
Yeah, like little bit out of control.
The happenstance of watercolor.
Yeah, this is that is a very Arthur Rackham and Edmund Dulac sort of technique, the sort of bleaching it out. It's almost like you put the watercolor in the sky
And then take it
you
away again.
take it away with a sponge or a tissue or something.
Beautiful.
So it's just got a stain. It's getting a bit Mobius, very Mobius. Huh. Oh, wow.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
makes this. Some of his work has this element of. You can see that thing land. Like if you're in that position to look at that, he's going to land on you.
Yeah, it's the last. What was the last thing you saw?
That's it. You're on it.
Chinese fairy tales. I love Chinese dragons. They're
very Chinese design.
Yeah.
His signature.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
yeah, absolutely.
Terrific artist.
A lot of acknowledgements, and that's it. So
Beautiful.
William Stout, Rob T. Williams has got a little afterword or introduction as well. That's the back of the book. That's the front of the book, and this is a fantastic world. It's the art of William Stout.
Go and buy it.
Yeah, go and buy it.
Go and
Thanks,
buy it.
Paul.
No worries. Pleasure.
Yeah, that's made my day.
Good fun. I knew you'd love that book.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next time round.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin.